Hi everyone, I am Margo, your tarot reader, and today we're doing a personal reading for a client. Okay, we have a number of signs that we need to look at today, and I want to give thanks to all of you for taking your time to watch today. If you are new, welcome. Please subscribe and like into the channel, and if there's anything that I can do for you or your loved ones or anyone in this need when it comes to spiritual growth here physically and or on the spiritual sense. I am Margo, your tarot reader. Email me at margourtarotreader@gmail.com or Facebook margourtarotreader. Okay, so let's get started. Angels of the universe and of the heavens, I give you thanks for opening the portals for the spiritual realm into the physical realm. Give us the signs, give us the predictions, advices that we need for our loving client. And all this we ask and for this need to know. Okay. Let's see what's been happening. And what do we see coming forth for you? Angels of the universe, the heavens, Lord Jesus Christ, and all the things that you're asking, wanting to know. Do we see any process, any changes, or any forward movement with what we seek and ask of for? Okay, so in the spread, because you and the other person are in the same sign, most importantly, you are my client, so you come first. So I will see you in aspect or perspective in the view of the other person that we are in question today. So he will represent the sign of Taurus. What do we see? Ah, Lord have mercy. Ooh. Okay. See, sometimes less is more. By that I mean that what we were expecting or hoping for, it did not come in the way that it did, but I feel that it's shaped in a different form. By that I mean that the lack of speech that he did that day was very intriguing for me. Okay, I feel that he was puzzled by the way that first, the way you looked, the way you were representing yourself, the way you were enchanting. Okay, but also at the same time he questioned himself, am I overthinking this, or am I sensing something here? But he did not want to go straight ahead and ask, because first of all, he feels that in the past, even if he tried to give an incentive, that he was still attracted to you or desiring you, that he felt in the past that you would shut him off completely, and that you would not give him the time of day, that barely at times friendship was something that even hard to work with you in the relationship. Okay, so I felt that he felt confused but questioned himself. Did I get that vibe? Did I get that feeling? And he just kept wondering within his thoughts, am I getting this vibe? Should I just ask? Should I just say? Should I just do? And asking himself all these things that he didn't act it on nothing. First of all, because he was probably afraid that you were going to say something, do something against what he was hoping to wanting to do or say, or ask, and not start any drama within that situation the day of the party. Okay, so more than anything, I feel that it was almost like puzzled and afraid, thinking that if he would have said something or tried something, it would have just gone, uh, over the limb, and maybe you would have said something out of place to him. Okay, um, he did like the way you looked. He did. Okay, if he acted that he did not notice, believe me that he did. He totally went on the opposite end. He totally did the opposite of what he's used to being. You know what I mean? You caught him off guard. In other words, you really did. You caught him off guard. Um, And it was just very hard to actually even maintain the friendship between, you two for some time. And so he really put a good thought into it to not overdo or overstep his boundaries. First, because of the occasion, and second, because he was confused and surprised. You really caught him off guard, I have to say, because of the way I sense his energy. Let me see. I mean, he felt almost in a sense like didn't see where it was coming from. And I honestly feel that at one point he thought that it was over and done with you two, and that he stopped trying at one point and he gave that up. So even when he was with the person that he's with now, I feel that he intended to want to try again. Okay. And so whatever boundaries were set then, I just feel that he didn't want to cross it this time. But you caught him off guard for sure. You really did. I mean, you were looking like, like damn girl is what I hear him say. Okay. Yeah. Because again, it was a family gathering, a party, whatever it was. He did not want to entice the situation and make it out of place, and just kind of fell out of not fell out of place, but he just didn't want to say something and be out of place, and he did not want to do or say or act upon and ruin the occasion. Okay, definitely. So believe me, especially for a Taurus to not say anything, it was hard. Really, it was hard. Mm. I feel that in a way, he kind of was hoping that you would have done something, say something to let him lead to what he was thinking. Okay, it's like he felt the vibe. He really did. He felt trapped. He felt the vibe, and he actually felt the vibe in his private part. I have to say, he really did. He felt he felt it in the private sense. He felt it. Okay. He's like, damn, I mean, she can really, really. So I was about to stop with this shuffling, and then I asked something completely right in the end, and it gave me on the final card before stopping. So I definitely feel that he has uh, feelings toward you still. And it showed me here, so I had to verify it, okay? It showed me here, and I had to ask. And before I was going to stop shuffling, it came at the end. So it still tells me that it's been a hard passage to where he is, where you are, where you stand, and that because he tried at one point to even get back to the jeans. I keep hearing him say, I really did. I really tried to get back into those jeans, but you didn't give him a time of day. Okay. I really feel that he's letting me know something about the beginning of the whole situation. Okay. But at one point, he tried, and you must have cut him off or something like that. Um, and so, because of that, I feel that he was in a moment of shock, surprised, shaken, and also the fact that you really gave him a vibe that he has not felt in a long time, which is that sexual chemistry, that sexual attraction that he was feeling from you. Okay. Um, I also feel that within this situation, um, there's a change coming in that I want to know, is she still fertile? Are they still fertile? Because I feel that there's like a pregnancy coming along in this situation. This spread is about him and you. But within this, it feels like something is changing in the relationship, either within his marriage and or the family situation. Like there's a child into the family, okay? Whether it is your children or whether it is him with that woman. So I asked this, is she still fertile? Okay, because it may be like an accident, a mistake kind of pregnancy thing, or something that was out of the blues, something that just never thought of. Okay, but there is that change in that environment. um or maybe, in the past they've been trying to work on that, and now it's like a secret where they kind of want to try that. Or I feel more so that it is coming from the woman's end, not necessarily his. Okay, so she is wanting to keep this situation going based on, uh if something is not working, then maybe it can work if I'm able to get this, do this, get pregnant, things like that. Okay. It's almost like a last resource. I have to say that it's here, unfortunately. Okay. Does that hold things into a different outlook? It can, but I feel that this is something that or she has been trying to work on this, and it's almost like a secret kind of thing. Okay. Um, if it's not the case, I feel that after this situation that happened, but that, believe it or not, she was overdoing her thing at that party, because I feel that she was trying to be the center of everything as if it was her party. Okay. And when you came in, it was a shock to her. I feel that she was feeling lavish, the fact that you were not there, and did not expect for you to show up. Okay. And then on top, as you showed up, and it just kind of gave her this vibe of wanted to keep doing this more, wanted to be the center of attention, wanted to be the one to look at me, shower me, and I'm the it girl in the party kind of thing. Okay. She was really uh was set on being everything, everybody looking at her. Okay. And then it changed when you came. Now, I do feel that they had some type of conversation on the way home between them two, and questioned her, not him, but questioned herself with him, and said, um, what was that about? You know, what what was that about? It's a kid's party, and it's on, believe it or not, that what I just said feels like it was her acting and doing all these things. But it when it came to talking to the tourist, it's almost like she blabbered the mouth and said, what was that about? Like, you show up to a party as if it's a girls' night out kind of thing when it's a kids' party. Do you know what I mean? I feel like she went overboard with this, and obviously she intended to put you in a different aspect with your ex. Okay. And of course he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I really didn't notice. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. He blew it off. Mm, but she will be having a conversation, if she hasn't already, with one of your siblings, your daughter, let's say, for example, or someone that is related to you, in reference to, uh, were you trying to meet up with someone there? What was all that, in other words, she's puzzled by your actions, by the way you were, by the way you looked. Okay. A woman knows when, especially when someone is there that, you've taken what belonged to them in the past. So a woman knows when another woman is trying to get back into there. You know what I mean? um just like when a married couple, when they're together and they're out and about, they see another woman, they can tell when someone else is wanting to bait their spouse. Okay. So believe me, she was on to you. She acted like not, but she was on to you. Okay. And she did keep an eye on her man, even though at a distance. She kept an eye on him for sure. Okay. So he had to be on his best behavior, especially in front of you. No drama. That's what I keep hearing. No drama. And that's why he was on standstill. Okay. I am going to look at them now. Okay. Now that I see that, I want to see their situation. Jesus Christ, thank you. Tell me what's coming in here for. Okay, let's see. What do we see here? I think that you became the topic of the week or the month between her and somebody else, okay? Hating. Mm-hmm. Someone is moving home, I see. Mm-hmm. There's a change of environment of the home. Someone is moving or moving temporarily or for a long stand within the relationship. Well, I do believe they still have quarrels between each other, okay? There's still some jealousy between each other, for sure. Um, and I feel that more so with what happened recently, she's going to keep an eye more closely on him with what he does, who he talks to. I mean, she's going to be on him like a spy. Um, and also, she deep down, she fears that you were trying to turn him on. She fears that you were probably trying to get back into her man. Okay. Um, when it comes to the Taurus, I definitely feel that he was vibing you, that he felt also that you were seducing him. He felt the tension of the sexual chemistry between both of you, and he just felt it. I mean, with how I'm feeling right now, I just keep sensing my nose just keeps wanting to smell like, like I just want to take it in. And I feel that he was smelling you at a distance. And when you were closer, he can feel the vibe. You know, um, nah, he just kept going like, nah, I'm not going to say anything because maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But he could feel it. And I don't know if you even look down his pants, but I have to say that his wee wee was, you know, it felt like all over the place for me in the way that I'm sensing that. And you already know how I read. Anyways, what I would say that when it comes to this Taurus, if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else for sure between their relationship and their marriage, because I do see him eventually in the near future, him being intimacy with another person for sure. He will be intimate. He will have sex with someone. And I am not being specific if it's you or not because the energy feels different for me. I just feel that she's going to become a bit more obsessive, more jealous, more accusatory toward him, and he's just going to be feeling at the edge. But is this man going to be faithful to her? No, he is not. And whether it is with you or somebody else, it's there. Okay? It is there. Now, I want to ask something. Hmm. And I would have to say that when I saw him and you on the first spread, it shows me that there's still this bond and this spiritual connection between you and him. Okay, that is out of the question. Whether you act on the physical sense is another thing, but there's still some attachment toward you and him in the physical and or spiritual. And then when I'm looking at both of them here, when it comes to that bond, I am looking and it shows that there's a broken situation between them. So spiritually, it's not connected in the spiritual sense as I hope to be in a marriage situation. So theirs is more of a karmic attachment on a spiritual sense. And is the love there between them? No, it's not. It is a physical karmic situation between them. It is not as spiritual as you and him. And also the unity, the contract that is between them is more of a flesh kind of energy than it is from you and him. Okay, I'm not sure if you're following me, but when I'm looking for certain things, I'm looking for what does unite two people, what can it bring them together and or break. and what brings them to the point where they are now. So between them, I just feel that it's not as spiritually as connected as you, and they're not necessarily meant for each other either. Okay, and is there love from him to her? Honestly, I have to say the answer is no, because it's a doubt situation. It is not that love that I want to see when someone is with someone living and or married. Okay, so maybe I feel that between them two, one loves more than the other, and between them two, one knows that it's not true love between them. One knows that if in any one point there isn't that anymore. It's more based on we are together, we're married, so let's continue. Based on I don't want to be a failure, so I'm here kind of situation, whether it's one or the other or both. Okay. In the past, yes, there were some conversations and talks in reference to separation, and it will come up this year again too. Uranus with his planet and everything, it's telling me there's going to be a lot of question between them in reference to this. So whether she finds someone else, which there is someone out there in her thoughts and minds, um, I'm not sure if she works, or maybe she knows this person through her work environment and or gym kind of thing. And between him, he has a wandering eye still. So I don't feel that he has necessarily met someone that he can say, this is myself, this is my half, this is my true love. He may say it for the sake of saying it, but deep down and based on his reading, I don't sense it. Okay. Okay, so based on this, I'm gonna go around. Then I'm gonna do another spread between you and him. Oh, I'm telling you, I mean, he is very much more interested in being intimate with you. He really is. He's been thinking about that quite often, actually. Everything takes patience. You already know that. I will say that you already know when it comes to rituals. Be patient, because there will come a time that he will be coming knocking. Okay? And he doesn't want to push those boundaries. You know, he's been thinking about this intimacy kind of thing when it comes to you, but he's afraid that whatever he's thinking or feeling, you know, that even though he felt that vibe between you two, could it be possibly just him and not you? And so he's afraid to step his boundaries when it comes to you. Okay? I feel that he needs like another incentive, you know. And he will find it. He will find another incentive to stir the pot. He will come up with something to the point where he will have to get hold of you. He will come up with something to the point where he can be in front of you and see if what he was sensing was just him and or you. Okay? I would hope that it happens before any kind of consequences between him and his spouse, because I feel that uh, if the woman says to him, I better not, and I better not find out that you and her are talking about anything, it needs to come from me first and from me only and not to you. You know what I mean? Like she's putting these boundaries, these rules more closely to him. Okay. So based on what she was seeing in that day of that party, she's going to be very, very like an earring, to him, watching and just paying attention to everything, whoever he talks to, wherever he goes, how long he takes. I mean, it's going to be chaos for him in a bit. So I feel that she is going to uh, give him a little, not a little. I definitely feel that she is going to give him a lot of complications to find any way means for him to feel free in order to find a way to interact with you in one way or another. Okay, because she see it, she felt it, just as he was feeling you, she was feeling you wanting him. Now, you know, only because you were different that day, you felt and you looked a bit more confident, you were given that vibe of I got the shit together, and it was noticed not just by him, but there's at least three other men in that party that were checking you out. And believe me, there was one that was quite interested in you. Um, and it felt to me that he wanted to approach you more. And it's almost like when he was coming, you were going the other way. I don't know if you noticed that, but every time he wanted to get with you, talk to you, you were going this way, this way, this way, like a puzzle. Um, but there was at least two other men that were like, oh my gosh, who is this? This your mom? Kind of thing. So there were at least two other men there. So yeah, people were not expecting that. They weren't expecting you the way you came out. They really were not, especially your ex. And for him to stir the pot, he has to be sure, and he has to be sure that it's that you will be quiet, that you will not say anything, that you, and if you still want it. So I think that he needs a little push and he needs a little incentive. um how can that be? I have a feeling that if you do not live far, he might have an incentive to even, come to your house with an excuse. I think that he should have picked. You should have picked that excuse and say, "Well, just drop it off at the house," Um, but I'm going in circles right now, so I'm thinking that he's doing the same. Yeah, he's wondering, how do I make that happen? How do I get one-on-one? Yeah, he really is. He's thinking like, how do I get a one-on-one? Like, how do I make it happen to see for myself if what I was feeling, was it just me or was it a mutual situation? I mean, like, he's puzzled because he's thinking to himself, after all this time that you were reluctant, how is it that now you wanted to step in there? I'm just, yeah, he's wondering, what's up? What's up? And I have a feeling that he wants to do the same thing. He wants to come and say, hey, what's up? You, you know, you want to get a taste or something? What's up? I keep sensing that. like, like you want to give me a piece? You want to give me a try? You want to give me a taste? I keep sensing that. So I feel that he's into that energy right now. Okay. Um, okay, before we go on with him, I want to see now just you. Okay. I want to see you, only you. What is it going to need to know for Ember? Okay, thank you. Well, I do feel that someone did ask for your phone number that day. Mm, yeah. Mm. I definitely feel that there will be some type of contact, and if not communication, physically or by phone between you and this Taurus between now and 2 weeks, or up to including 3 weeks. There's coming some type of contact or communication. So you'll be surprised. There might be that talk of, okay, we have that chemistry going on. We're feeling each other. Where do we go from here? Kind of thing. Eventually, I definitely feel that there's going to be something to that effect, and there will be a conversation. That whether he might say, I do feel for you. I do think about us in the past and all these things. Um, and he might even lie and say, but I do love my wife. He's used to that pattern, that type of conversation. Okay. But believe me that when I see here, when someone says, but I do love my wife, it is always an incentive to say, I care for her, but I'm not in love. Okay. Men don't necessarily know how to distinguish when they're truly in love with someone. That is the first thing that it comes out of them, and the true love that they feel for someone will not let them even think or cross about being or wanting or desiring anybody else. So yes, he's thinking about the intimacy, as you already did too. Also, we see a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, someone arising for you as of now and later on. Let's see, anyone else? I don't know what your ex does, but I definitely feel that uh, he's very flirtatious. He knows when a woman has needs for him or desires toward him. He does. He knows. He's no fool. He just plays along and wait for the woman to entice him or follow through. Okay? Now, surprisingly enough, if that moment comes between you and him that are one-on-one, and obviously you already know that the ritual, even though it's already set, it takes time for the motion to fill through. You have done a tremendous step over the weekend with that, but you already put it out there in the moment of showing that person that you're different, that you're changed, and keep yourself that, because it's very valuable to you and to your energy. Even though you worked on physically and emotionally and spiritually on this, but especially for you, I need you to continue keeping that up and feel that joy that you felt that day, that anxiety, that anticipation, and just think of yourself how you felt as you walked in there and felt all those eyes looking at you and saying, hey, you know what I mean? Please do believe me that is in you to, and it's a lot more in you that you can come through with it. Okay, I need you to keep that pace. I need you to keep that vibe. I need you to feel that love within yourself, that beauty within yourself, and as you showed it in that party, that it's there to be seen, okay, and heard. So keep it up, and even if you're not, when it comes to a normal situation, you won't even know that you're actually getting yourself ready, that you're actually fixing your hair. It becomes a normal, and it becomes something within yourself that you give yourself that self-love. When we are doing those things to ourselves, we're also producing love to ourselves, and we're bringing in love and affection, positive energy from other people around us. Okay, so I need you to keep doing it, um, because in any kind of spur of the moment, you never know who's going to be knocking at your door. Can it be him? Absolutely, it can be him. As you already know, with this particular ritual, it brings the person to their knees, whether they want it or not. And can it bring them to their door? Till this day, it has. So, and you of all people know that. So you have to keep that positivity. Now, can you yourself feel the optimistic of it may or may not be, or may or may not want it anymore? That is on you. That is your choice if that is what you choose later on. Okay? We could always do other things to undo it. But in the moment, I feel that you deserve this coming to you, for one, because I need you to close whatever it's been still, uh, uh, the residue of this energy between you and this person. Okay? I need you to move toward that energy so you can get rid of this energy in this lifetime if you choose not to have it later on. The fact that you and this person are still energetically tied to each other, feeling each other, it means that he can easily come back later on in any other life. Okay? And whether you want it or not, he'll still interfere with your situations, with your persons, with your loved ones in the other side, in the other lifetime. Okay? So being noticed of that now would help you to deal with this situation now in the physical life, and to whether you rekindle it or not, you can close the chapter now with your decision, with you being aware of what you're doing, and have not to deal with this anymore. Okay? Can you choose to want it later on? That would also be your choice. But this is the moment to where you can come forth with that as being knowledge of that now. Okay? That is why I tell people sometimes when we do rituals for someone, especially in love, it helps us when they come back for in any other way that they come back, whether they want to stay, whether they want to rekindle, whether they want to be sincere with whatever it is, or just to have a conversation. The fact that they come back in any other way or any other shape or form, it gives us the leeway, the path for us to come and close that chapter. It gives us the way for us to talk and say whatever needs to be said, or rekindle whatever needs to be rekindled and be done with it. So you don't have to deal with this any longer. As it has in the past, his energy has been stirring the pot between your life. Sometimes that makes any other love relationship to not stay or not come back, because that energy is still stagnating you, still just overwhelming yours, and you still over dwelling over that energy, or feeling whatever it was that you've let till now with this person. So it is it is magnificent that you've decided to do this ritual, because you are now aligning yourself closer to what you desire to have later on in any other life. Okay? uh, Either way, it will be a good outcome, whatever happens out of this between you and this person. I feel that eventually there will be some type of conversation between you and him, and whether you decide to rekindle it or not, it will be your choice. Whether in the near future you decide to be intimate just for the free fuck or whatever you want to call it. I know I'm being all out there, but at the same time as I'm telling you this, I'm sensing this like, oh shit kind of energy between him and toward you. So I'm entwining with it. Um, so know that even if you get that, you get what you want, because it's what you want. Do you understand that? Um, so I will do another situation, another prayer later on, probably before and or after I'm done with your reading, toward the energy of his and yours. Because I feel that it's like both of you are thinking the same, but uh, you're waiting on him and he's like, oh, I don't know if I should come this way. And you know uh, it, was it just me being horny, or was I feeling it wrong? Was I, you know what I mean? And I feel that the more he thinks about it, the more he thinks of you, he's gonna find himself uh, having excuses to have another way to either see you or talk to you, whether it has to do with kids, whether it has to do with whatever the hell. But there will be another excuse. Believe me. Okay. Um, so when I was doing this reading for you, this last spread here, I'm noticing that um, there are changes within the home environment. I'm not sure where that's following between him or his family or where he lives. Do you know if they're thinking of buying another house, or moving from their home environment or something like that, or who lives in their house that is probably moving then? But there's some move coming in here. At the same time, I feel that there's also a move coming for you in the near future. It feels to me that this year, okay? I know that you've been back burning with it, but it just feels to me that in this year, there's a move within your home environment for you as well, whether it's you and or someone within the home. Okay. Um. Oh. Also. Hmm. Okay. What else do I need to see here? Um. Yeah. I will say this, that in the long run, um, I definitely feel that he is not going to be faithful to the spouse at all. Okay. Again, I keep seeing that he's a wandering nine. So if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else that he's going to sleep with. And if she is that short temper, if she is, as of now, checking everything that he's doing, keep an eye on him on this, it's almost like she will drive him to do what he still wants to do anyways, which is probably sleep with somebody else. Okay. If it's not you, with somebody else. I have to say this. And I keep saying if it's not you, because it's almost like it feels to me that your energy feels like, oh my God, I've done this and I'm at a loss. Is this confusing? Is this going to hurt the friendship that we barely have? Uh, am I going to say something out of line? I'm sensing that. And it feels to me that it's coming from both of you. And I feel that, let's say, for example, if y'all were to be in the same room, um, sometimes men sees it as, okay, she's feeling me when you walk beside them, or around them, in front of them, and you just you get that walk and you kind of lean over or whatever, and a man knows when a woman wants him by the way they walk, and by the eyes, and also the butt. When you walk and you just kind of shake it in a different way and you turn around and look at them, they know for sure that's a giveaway, right? So maybe something like that would have been better, but I have a feeling that this is not the only chance you're going to get. Okay. And um he's gonna be like very cautious with it, as he was that day of that party, but he's gonna be very cautious on how to do this. Now, would he want to jump it right there and then? Yes, but just feel that he's gonna be very cautious with it, and I don't know what he means by that. Maybe he's afraid that if he falls into it, is it a trap? If he falls into it, what's behind it? Because you're different. You've always been different, he says to me. His energy is telling me you've always been different. You've always been the type to be stuck with what you say, and not go forth anything. Um, if you had the chance before, what changed now that motivates you to want him now after all these years? You know what I mean? So I keep seeing this because he keeps asking these questions to himself. And he's like, I know, Margaret. I know that she was feeling me. I know that she was doing something to turn me on, because I know. So when you were with him, you must have done something that turned him on, and you must have done that day, or said something, whatever. But he felt that it was personal toward him, and it just took him off the loop. It took him like on a whole different level, and that is why he was like, he was just puzzled and did not know how to take that. Okay, he just didn't know how to jump at it. Okay, even though he wanted to. Believe me, he wanted to. Um, Not the right time. He says it wasn't the right time. Believe me, I was feeling it. I was feeling it. He keeps saying I was feeling it. Sure I was. Sure I was. He keeps stumbling. Now I'm not sure if he does that when he's ordered, but yeah. Okay, thank you, and just so you understand the heavens for answering the question. So now I'm going to. What is even though he makes decent money, he is still not out of the woods with that. Money doesn't last long in his pocket, I feel. Ah, she's the spender in the money. I see now. Mm. Oh, sure. Well, in the near future, if he cheats, then yeah, I definitely see divorce if he cheats, especially if it's with you. Um, because she's not about to. Well, he's gonna cheat. That's for sure. Yeah. If he ever finds out that she is with anybody, she will quit him too. He will quit her too. Hmm. He has this comfort within himself, but he's not 100% happy in the home environment. He just goes along with everything that he says. There's going to be something in the home in this year that is going to be out of nowhere, unexpected, like a unexpected separation and or divorce in the near future for him. Could be because of the cheating. Yes, possibly. Hmm. Somebody's going to find out that somebody's with somebody else, but yeah, I feel that she's the one that loves him more. Hmm. Yeah, surprisingly enough, it will be a shock and surprised if these people were to be divorced in the near future. Um, and I feel that more so on his end. He's been divorced before, yes, but I feel that if she finds out that he is seeing someone, and especially if it's you, that she will just, I mean, there will be divorce for sure. Um, Now, I feel that at one point he was either flirting with someone and she set him up straight with that. I'm not sure how that went. But we definitely feel that because of that, and if anything needs to happen between you two, then we'll definitely see that. Also, what I notice here is that sometimes I look for certain cards to tell me has someone cheated in the marriage, and it says yes, someone did cheated in their marriage already. Okay, I don't know. Maybe you can give me more details on that. But I definitely feel that someone did cheated in the marriage already. Also, what I asked is someone cheating in the marriage now? And believe it or not, it came on her side, but it came on her side. So I feel that the cheating is more monetarily, like she cheats with what she does with the sources of income with money and things like that. Maybe she holds out money from him or puts money aside without telling him for the sake keep, she's doing something with her money that in other words, she probably tells him, well, I spent the money on this dress that cost 300 and she did something else. mm, for whatever reason. It's almost like she's hiding money, okay, or doing something that she's not supposed to with that, with the material sources. And I also did ask, is there potential for divorce for this couple? There is a potential. I do know that in the ritual we did, it was more so of a come to me kind of situation between you and him. We have not done anything of separation or anything like that between them. So that would be something to discuss if you are wanting to go any other route. But I feel that I will give this another wait for like a month maybe and see where these, if you, first of all, if you hear from him, and second of all, if you hear any kind of rumors, any kind of comments from the family, if anybody says anything, it's very important, especially because of the ritual, but also to give you a way of which way to go with this. Okay, if you are wanting to do any kind of separation between them to help out with what we have done recently, what I would need is if you have a way to know where they live, and also if you have a way to get there, and what's the distance also for something that is very important. Um, um, also, because I was doing this, it feels to me that someone does not spend a lot of time in their home. Okay, it's almost like avoidance between them. I wouldn't want to say, "Oh, I keep busy," because it feels to me that someone is using that as an excuse. Like, I stay busy, I'm always busy, but it's an excuse. It's an excuse. It's almost like like they're like here and there, like, I'm doing me, I'm doing you, I'm staying busy here, I'm staying busy there. I'm not sure if does she work, or does she go to the gym quite a bit and spends her time doing other things. He just does for himself to provide for the house, kind of thing. But it's almost like I do me and you do you kind of situation. And I definitely see another person here. He knows that if he gets caught again, then it complicated for him in the future. He knows that separation was in the cards in the near future, in the recent past, and he knows that if anything like that would happen again. Okay, so I wonder if she's the one that wants another house, or a different house, or a newer house, or something like that. She wants to expand herself. She wants to expand and spend his money. Okay. Yeah, she wants to take care of herself when it comes to material things. She's very materialistic. Okay. She's like, I'm not gonna be stupid. I keep hearing her say that. I'm not gonna be stupid. I'm gonna get what mine is, and I'm not gonna leave empty-handed. She keeps saying that. I keep sensing her energy in that way. Okay, so let me see here. Just do you understand the heavens? Thank you. Let me listen to the heavens. Lord Jesus Christ, what's coming? Okay. Let's see. Let me see something here. Yeah. You're reminiscing. Mm-hmm. It's very different from his and hers and yours and his. The spread is just so different. I don't give a shit. I keep hearing I don't give a shit, and I think that it's true. You don't give a shit if she finds out, or if anybody finds out, as long as it's after the fact, when you have some type of intimacy with him, if and when. Okay. But surprisingly enough, he is also thinking about that. He's also wanting that. And I feel that one of these days he's just gonna just not think nothing and act on something. Okay. And the family situation, live for you. Don't live for anybody else. I'm just we live this life once, so live for you, not for anybody else. Get done with everything, let go of everything, and stop thinking about anybody else. Who's gonna say what? Who's gonna do what? You already have grown children. It is your time now. Okay. And believe me, he does want intimacy with you. There is no doubt. There is just no doubt. He does. He's just very cautious with this. You know, you worked hard for wherever you are with him. And I feel that more than anything, he's just a little scared. But he definitely wants intimacy with you. Okay? Definitely does. Absolutely. And he's thinking, how am I going to go this way? How am I going to do this? How is this going to happen? You both are thinking of cheating. You both want intimacy. You both want to sleep with each other. No doubt. No doubt. Okay? So something needs to happen where he has to make that final decision and act on his desire. And I mean, you're thinking already, you're imagining already, and I mean, he's just like, how do I, how do I talk with her? We haven't talked, we haven't had that communication in the past, and you know, things were just not as the way that we hoped in the marriage, in the situation, and what are we going to get out of this? Is it just a, is it just a intimacy, one thing, one time, or what is it coming? You know, what will be? And I feel that he's thinking too much, and I don't know why, because he's not necessarily that type. Um, but I feel that eventually he's just going to give in and just not act on what he's thinking, but act on the lower head. You know what I mean? Because he's already thinking, he's already imagining the intimacy with you. He really is. Okay. Um, you know how I feel his energy also, like someone that is desperate to want something, but but not acting in like showing the opposite of what it is. You know what I mean? Uh, almost like when a woman is at a bar, you're at the bar with a drink expecting to get picked up but not act on it. You know, you're still standing at the bar and you expect the man to walk over you and give you a drink, and you're just sitting there waiting for someone to come, even though you're dying for someone to come to you. You know what I mean? He just gives me that energy kind of thing. Maybe because he's afraid that uh, it's impossible that you still want it, or that could you want it now after everything, all this time? And is it possible that you can actually, you know, that he can actually hit it? I keep saying that, forgive me, but again, it is his thinking. Okay. And you already know how the readings are, because he's very sexual right now with me. Hmm. Yeah. So, okay. So now that we see that, okay, I'm going to do one more between you and him with this one before we close. Okay. 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 Thank you. Let's see. Oh, yes. It feels impossible for him. Okay. He wants the cake and eat it too, but then again, he doesn't know where he stands right now because nothing has happened between you two. Okay. But definitely he is questioning himself. Do I want it? Yes. But can I get it? I don't know. It just feels like that's what she wants. Okay. Yep. It's almost like I need a second he's asking himself, can I get a second, go around on this? Okay. So, I was looking at this right now, and I feel, based between you and him, we have this tremendous chance in the near future. And you have two chances between him, and there is another person here too that's coming along as well. Okay. Yep. Absolutely. Well, for now, there's going to be a way to where at least have some type of conversation between you and him. Okay. There will be some type of dialogue between you two eventually before anything. And so we'll just have to wait and see what happens in that dialogue. I want you to know that whatever happens, it is in a better outstanding between you two, more clear of where it is that he's heading. It just feels a little tricky, the conversation that will be coming from him, because I feel more so that he's almost like testing the waters and saying things that may not be all true of his desires. Okay, so I just want you to know that. For example, if he says, I'm not there with you, believe me, it is not so the case. Um, if he were to say, I want you, I want to be with you sexually, that is the case. But between that, it's like, yes, I've thought of that, but I don't think it would be proper, which I highly doubt it. But please do know that if, and a big low, if he were to say something like that, it is, he's testing the waters, okay? He's testing to see how far you're willing to go. Okay. uh, Again, because he probably wants to, like any other man, when they're married, they want to play under the table first. Okay, but we can fix that later. Now, um so yes, we definitely see that there will be some intimacy levels happening for you in the near future. It shows me Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Now, I feel that more so than anything, because this is the reading between you and him, it feels to me that there's a huge potential for you and him to have some type of rekindling of intimacy in the near future. At least what it shows me is the desire between both of you. He is wanting you, no doubt. And it showed me over and over. Okay. You are wanting to taste the water and wanting to have that intimacy with him. Uh, Not just to see if anything can happen between you and him, but also because you feel like you need to do this for yourself, and more so to teach that bitch a lesson. I keep hearing that. But yes, you can get what you want when you want it, because you deserve it. Okay? It doesn't matter who is in the picture or who is going to say what. You just, play the cards, and you can play them better than the person that took him away on the first time. Okay? You just have to be smarter at it. Okay? Um, you let her play with him for a little bit. Now he needs to come back and finish the game with you. You know what I mean? So yes, I definitely feel that there will be some type of dialogue with him, some type of conversation later on between you and him. However way, it may be an excuse because of family or whatever other situation. It's an excuse for him to come around eventually. There will be. Or you will find an excuse, but there will be an excuse that's going to bring you two to have some type of conversation. Um, and and hopefully, you'll have the intimacy with him before she even finds out. Okay. I will say though that if you were to play the cards a little bit more in advance and start talking with family members of his, like the mother of his, let's say, where you start going out for breakfast or lunch with her, getting, because I get this vibe that she still has these feelings for you, and she still sees you as his. um and if you were to be, talking to her a bit more, being more friendly with her and being in the picture with her, um, it would be nice because it can help out on the whole situation. So now that I said that, I will also look at her. Okay. Sometimes ex-in-laws, they intend to regret what they didn't like when you are with them, and when you're not gone, when you're out of the picture, they realize that, damn, my son or my daughter was better off with the other person. Okay, so now we're going to look at her. Let's see. Yes, we could do like a sweetener on her. I don't. She doesn't take much because she's already in the alignment with you. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I feel that deep down, now, deep down, she understands a lot of what took place in the relationship between you two. And also deep down, she still likes you, though. Okay? Yeah. She thinks that the person that he is with now is very materialistic, all about her, self-absorbed. Yeah. So she's feeling you a bit more, is what I want to say, in the way that I see it here. Yeah, absolutely. There will be a topic in the conversation that you're going to be between, her and I feel that the Taurus woman and your in-law will have some type of conversation that has to do with you. Okay. They're going to be very negative about the situation, and it's not your in-law, it's more so the other woman. Okay. um, and they're gonna be like, I don't know what she was thinking. Why would she done this? Why would she do this? Or why would she be dressed that way? Or whatever it is. I mean, I feel that she is going to talk to your in-law because she wants to get an idea if whatever she was sensing or feeling or seeing that day, was she also on the same page. She's going to want to ask around and see what's going on with you and what's going on, what are your intentions. Okay. But I definitely feel that this in-law actually does like you. Okay. She likes you. How do I put this? When you marry someone in the beginning, they feel that you're taking away something that belongs to them, like their son, if they're real close, right? And so therefore you become the enemy. And especially if the child chooses you over anything, over their parent, let's say, if they're that close. um, and so therefore you become their enemy. And when you divorce the person and they remarried, and that other person that they remarried to, it's either younger and more selfish, more self-centered. It's not devoting to the spouse, to their children as the way that they hope for, which in the beginning they do show that they show love and care to them and to the spouse. Well, that's what happened here. Okay, that's what that woman showed to her and to her son. And now she's seeing that this woman is not being that attentive, that care, and what have you. And she's seeing that this woman is it's I want to what I keep hearing is gold digger. Okay. So she's starting to see that, that even though she says, oh, I love my husband, this and that, she feels that first she did wrong in the way that she did it, and now that they're together, this woman has become more materialistic and more self-absorbed, more selfish, and that she spends his money. all the way around. Okay, so she's not approving of the woman's behavior. Okay, and so therefore she turns back and she thinks of how you were in the marriage with him and how giving you were when you even had less. So she is sympathizing with you with the way things were. Okay. And because of that, I feel that every now and then she feels that remorse, and that's probably why when she reaches out. So I would definitely would keep a communication base with her, and every now and then say, "Hey, I'm off," and I was just thinking about you. Would you like to, go out for breakfast or stuff? Mother Days is coming as well, so you can also, maybe, invite her in or whatever it is. However you would know best how to do this, okay? How to open up the communication again with this lady. That would also help you so she can see how you are, how you change, how you're going within yourself and just being more than yourself, being more nurturing, caring, and for her to actually see and realize that you are the true wife, that you are still the one that you can call my daughter-in-law. And I feel that deep down she has said that before too. Believe me, she has, whether you believe it or not. And this will also give you a opener to when she sees how you are, how you behave. You are more of a woman than that other person is. You are more of a family figure than that other person is. You're more for her son than that other person is. And when she starts seeing those things, every now and then when she talks to her son, it will be that topic of you. She will be someone that can open the portals to the physical sense of having someone else talk to the Taurus and say, you did a mistake, or you should have given this person more chance. I mean, she is better now. She's more loving. She's more whatever it is. Okay. Um, anyone that has anything to do with him that can help you to see, for them to see uh, you for who you are now, self-confidence, loving, beautiful, and just feeling you, feeling the vibe, feeling the energy, feeling the positivity in you. So he can go and understand and realize, oh, it's not just me seeing these things, it's not just me noticing these things. um, you know I, I see that she is like, oh my god, like renewed, more beautiful, more something about her, just it keeps bringing me back to something better, and you are that, believe me. And it's something that is new and different, okay, that he needs to see within you. um so yes, and when I look at the in-law, it's a big plus for me, because I this is something that can generate uh, not only for you to do a good karma when we do something nice for females and that they're older. It gives us a good karma with the moon, which is again your Cancer. um, it gives us that energy to work better in the physical sense. And when we're doing something out of a good deed, out of a good love, and it helps us vibrate better also. So in all cost, it would help you. Okay. She's, she tries to remain civilized with the spouse, with the other woman, and she tries to be understanding and things like that. But she really does not like her in the sense that you will want to have a daughter-in-law like that. Okay. I think that in the beginning she must have said something to be offensive toward you, probably, and putting her in a pedestal, whatever it was. But I don't see that now. I don't see her uh, doing that to that woman. Okay, I feel that she's turned off by something that she said or done or both. And when she's turned off in that way, she's looking at you, giving you more light. Okay, and that is most likely why she's reached out not recently. So open open that communication again. Okay. uh I'm not forcing you, you know me, I'm giving you the advice that I feel in based on the energy. But you do what you feel comfortable with, and you do what you feel in time, in that place, in that moment, that you're able to act on if you choose to. Okay. All these things will play out in the way that suits you. And if they're not playing out in the way that you wanted or that we wanted, in that moment, it is because something else is going to activate other things for you. Okay. And of course, you know me. When I say we, it is you, it is the higher being and your spirit guides that we're communicating with you in the physical sense. Um, I do see that you did mention it to me. And so I do see that the work situation, uh, it's off. They might even call you to come back, or they might even ask you, how can we help you to get you back in here? They might even offer you maybe a raise or something if they haven't already. But I'm seeing that there's a job that still wants you to come back to. Okay. And whatever reason you gave them, I just feel that maybe they did sense your pressure, your overwhelmness. Maybe someone said, maybe you should just take a break and then decide and come back. But I'm sensing that there's a job that you left that wants you to come back. It may be just this one. Okay. um when we are overwhelmed with our personal life, it affects our other situations in life, our love life, and our work life. And so, what takes the burden? Well, obviously, your work life took the burden. And so, therefore, you quit what you quit. Um, is that going to alleviate or help on the burden that you're sensing right now? I have to say, based on what I'm sensing here, it may not, because the burden is still standing, and it's going to stand stronger now if the pay has been cut. Then it will give you that other burden that you did not want again, a bit more. Okay, so I need you to prepare yourself emotionally, physically, and mentally, okay, for these certain burdens that will come up. But if you feel less stressed now after leaving that other job, if you feel more calm, if you feel more rested, then it will help you to alleviate the stress level. And if it does, then I need you to take control of what the burden is, which is, when we focus, and cancer intends to do this very much so, when we focus on the family life more than anything, we forget about us, we forget about who we are, what we need, and our purpose in life is. Okay. So you need to have that purpose in life in front of you every morning, which is you. Okay. And I'm not saying be selfish, but a little bit at times, because we intend to give all to our family, to our loved ones, to our children. And even though they grow or they grow out of age, we're still there. And instead of helping them, we're hindering them. So as hard as I've been today with what I just said, I want you to understand that it is for your best and for their best. Okay. When we are 100% at their bay, at their needs, then we're not doing the purpose of life. We're not doing us, and we're not doing them any favors. Okay. um, if you're protecting them from stumbling in life, then they're not going to learn their lessons. Okay. And we're keeping them away from their lessons. They need to have some pain in order to have some joy, just like you went through it. They might go through it less or worse, but they have to. It's the fact of life. And in order for you to find uh, this passage in life, you have to set them free. Give Maybe by now start giving them that, uh, uh, start giving them the leeway now. I'm not saying open the door and say bye, but but open the windows to begin with. Okay. And let them start doing them. Okay. I know you've tried, but then when you try, you give it back, you take it back, and so you can't do that. When you, for example, I have a client that, um, I know of someone that takes care of their child, their grandchild, while they work at night. And no, it's not you. Um, and so no rest, and yet they have to get up, they have to clean the house, they have to cook, they have to prepare themselves, they have to do laundry, they have to do shopping, they have to do everything while their child goes to school and work. um, and and then they go to work tired, and tired they end up, drinking energy drinks and stuff like that. So what does that happen? What happens is that that mother, it is freeing the space for for their children to do what they want to in life, to continue life as if they're not long, if they're not parents. She is not giving them the experience of being a parent, taking care of what they brought into this life. You can help the child in a little bit, but not 24/7, not every day. You understand what I'm saying? And then what happens with this person is she goes to work tired, and then she has to drink energy drinks. Now, if you look at energy drinks, they should not be in the market, because you get addicted. And then you end up with seizures, brain disorders, life disorders, suicide, you name it. They have all kinds of side effects, especially in the way that they consume it, as this lady. So, and then what it does to her energy? Well, her love life is suffering, her health is suffering, and even though she tells her child, I can't be doing this all the time, but she still does it. So she's telling the child, okay, I'm helping you in all that I can, but you also need to give yourself some time to also dedicate yourself to this child. You know what I mean? Uh, and she has other children to take care of that are younger as well. So, in all counts, this lady is struggling in all the way around to be the miracle mom, and yet she thinks that she's doing something good for her own grandchild and child. Well, yes and no, because you're not letting your child learn to be a parent, okay? And you're actually raising that grandchild as if it's yours, whether you have a desire to have children or not. And I'm going based on this lady that I'm telling you. And so, and so therefore, where's her love life? Where's her personal life? Where's her health? And where is, the life of the other children that she needs to nurture and care for? It's like dividing in pieces, but not fully, giving in everywhere. And yet she complains and complains. You get nothing out of that. Instead, you're doing the wrong thing, because you're not standing to the ground that you want to help your child, but you're also hindering the growth of her child and her grandchildren and her children and herself. Okay, I hope I made sense over that. But do you get the point? Do you get the shift? You get it? Okay. Um. So yes. And just give yourself some free time. Find yourself that free time. You left one job to find yourself, to be within yourself in the way that you need to before you collapse. Okay. And if you're not doing that, then you're not helping yourself, and you keep saying, I need to because I need to help, I need to because I need to. Well, if you're not helping yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, then you're not helping yourself or anybody, because you could easily have a breakdown, and then where would everything be? Where would everybody be? Okay. um I know I'm being harsh with that, but I have to say that. Okay. I need you to take back who you are, and just let everybody be, and let them live the way they want to live, and experience what they need to experience. I definitely feel that, you know um if you were to do that in the beginning, it will be hard for you, and it'll be hard for your siblings, but it's something that they need to do for themselves, so they can learn. And also, if love comes their way, it will come when they're away from all this scenario that it's in right now. If their family is to expand, also when they're away. Okay. If you stay in the pattern that you've been, it will just be more stressful for you, more headaches, and it will be very negative, conducive to your health. I just have to say that. Okay. You will be more stressed, more overwhelmed, uh, feeling anxious, sleepless nights, um, and just chaos in yourself. Okay. All these things actually promote in a negative way when you're wanting something for yourself. Well, you can't have those things because you're tied up in other people's energy. Okay, if you want love, if you want a relationship, it will not stay in the way that you hope for because your energy is obstructed by other things and other people. Okay, so if you free yourself, uh, in a sense, from these things little by little, then you also are giving yourself more space to bring other things in, okay, that are for you, meant for you. Okay, so having said that, I would say that there's that tremendous potential with the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Okay, we have those three people very dominant in this when it comes to love. And of course, I feel very strongly, as I sense it here, as I see it here, the Taurus is still someone very, very energetically within your energy. And we'll have to see what happens. But when I see these things, I'm like, oh, well, eventually, because it's so strong with the desire, I want to be intimately with you and you him. uh Sometimes I can easily say, these two people are going to be intimately within now and 6 weeks or 6 months, or I would hope 6 days, but you never know. But at the same time, when I see other things, it tells me, okay, there has to be some type of conversation, some type of agreement between these two people, or something is going to take place to whether they would choose to do so or not. Okay, I think that if it were to happen, it would have to be something that just no question asked, no nothing, out of the moment, out of the spur of the moment, whatever. Could it be in the car? It could be in the car. You never know. But it could be in the home. But you never know. I'm feeling that energy. It could be something that you even that you and him either probably reminisce of something like that happened, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing more of a futuristic thing. And also with this other person that comes along, um, I feel that within your job you do have potential to meet people, or I wonder if you're gonna start making something for yourself, as we discussed, like taking time to go for walks, or even half an hour to the gym, YMCA or something like that, you know, and then eventually meet someone. But I just feel like you doing something for you. So you might start to have something that is uh, given into you, okay? That is for you, that is beneficial to you, okay? There might be something to that effect. Maybe once a week you would want to go to a happy hour at a restaurant and sit there and maybe meet someone in that way, in that form, okay? Um, when I say these are possibilities, but you have to act on those possibilities as well, okay? Nothing will, nothing is going to be unless you give it the chance, is what I'm saying. um yeah, nothing is going to be unless you decide to give. Okay, nothing is going to be unless you decide to give yourself that chance. And if you pick an excuse, oh well, I have this, I have that, like, let's say for example you have a child, okay, then get the stroller, go to the park with the child. You never know. I'm just saying, there are ways that you can come around these things so you can find something, so you can meet someone. Okay. uh, yeah. um I had to say, it to me it feels very positive, the reading today. It really does. So we are going to think to the universe and to the heavens, Lord Jesus Christ. I wonder if any of your childs had asked you already, Mom, were you flirting? Were you trying to get someone's attention? Well, if they haven't, they probably will. Thank you to the universe and to the heavens, Lord Jesus Christ. I want to thank you for today's blessings. And use of the universe and the heavens, I ask of you to Okay, so I did something there, and it, it shall be activated today. Let's see. Today, I want you to make a wish. Tonight, I want you to go outside and look at the moon and make a wish, and do so at the same time tomorrow. Okay? And it doesn't matter what wish, just say it. It doesn't matter. If you want to do more, one, two, three, that's fine. We just want to put it out there in the motions. Okay? It could be love, it could be work, it could be finance, it could be family, it could be all. It just put it out there today and tomorrow. And or actually do it for the next consecutive 3 days starting today. Okay? I wish you the very best love and light to you and to yours. And of course, as always, thank you.